Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the next in the series of What's the Best. But we're going to have to back up a little bit. I have to retrograde just a touch because we're going to go back and do artillery, which means we have to go back to Tier 6 where the whole thing all began. I was going to skip artillery, and I think it sort of came to me as I was doing one of the Tier 7 videos, I think light tanks maybe, that I should really do artillery as well. Why not? Why not? A little bit different than the rest of the usual fare on the channel. Break out just a little bit. We'll do some artillery. So, chuck it down in the comments. Tell me how much you hated or liked it or whatever. Pretty easy, really. Or is it? I don't know. Tier 6. There's some infamous artillery down here at Tier 6. Of course, the M44 springs immediately to mind. And then these BERT 30, the FV304. Which you haven't heard from as much lately. Used to be quite the terror out there with the amount of shots it could rain down. But when you look at the Tier 6s, they're all grouped pretty close. As a matter of fact, artillery as a whole is grouped very close. I'm gonna show you that in just a minute. I've got the Su-8 up here. This is really not in the runner, in my opinion, for number 1. But what I will say about Tier 6, and there's only 5 of them, Tier 6 artillery, what I will say about them is they're more or less all the same. I think only the BERT has any kind of real unique gameplay features. The rest of them are more or less the same artillery, to be quite honest. Yes, they have some numbers and stats that are switched up just a little bit, but overall pretty similar. Let's look at tanks.gg, or sorry, tomato.gg. And like I said, there's only 5 of them, so there's not a whole lot to look at here. If we list it by win 8, the FV comes out first, then the M44, and then the 13F3. We're going to go to win rate though, and we see the 13F3 at the top, and I thought that was kind of interesting when I was taking a look at this and deciding which one I thought would be number 1. And then I continued going, and I said DPG, oh, okay, 13F3, but notice they're all very tightly grouped. Frags, oh, the nod to the 13F3 again. Color me surprised. Damage ratio, 13F3. Now, I don't know. To go over here and see if it has less hit points than most of these guys. We are looking at survivability of 300, whereas an M44 has 315, so that might have something to do with it. Although a Su-8's at 300. The FV has 315, 335 for the Hummel. So I don't know. Maybe that's not as big a deal as I thought right there. Kill to death 1.16, so it's winning there, and I believe it's also the most survivable. I'm surprised. I would have said it was the M44, but let's do another list. Let's look at battles. Holy macaroni. The M44 is played more than the rest of them combined by a lot, by a considerable amount. 421,000. Woo. Now, where does that put it in terms, second on win 8, all the way down at second from last in win rate, DPG second, frag second, not surprised. Third on damage ratio, kill to death second, survival second. So even though it is played 421,000 times, and arguably by the entire swath of the skill set of the game, some may argue some of the mid to lower skill sets are going to play it even more. It still ranks up there, second in most things. But I was interested in the 13F3 because I remember kind of liking it. So we're going to go check that thing out. I'm gonna tag it, and I'll probably play an M44 game just for giggles. Another thing I'm thinking about doing, since I'm just randomly putting out ideas for videos during other videos, I think I'm going to do a follow-up with this, the worst tanks at tier. The worst tanks at tier. So we're giving the nod to the 13F3 with the full knowledge that I think most people are going to argue it's the M44, even as it is played 421,000 times. It's still close enough to the top, but I just want to check out this F3. Let's humor me. I'm going to call it this. We're going to play it, probably go play the M44. Although, you know what? How many times have you seen an M44 played? A bazillion. You probably have a bunch of games in an M44 would be my guess. First thing I've got to do, though, because I had to rebuild this tank. It was sitting in my garage with no equipment on it, so I kitted it out. It does not have any field mods taken care of on it, and I don't actually have a crew. So let me go over the loadout. I'll do the crew, and then we'll come back and do the battle. I'm running a rammer, a GLD, and an IRM. That's what I've got going on. We've got 15 of the stun kind, 6 of the just HE kind, and 4 heat shells, just for giggles. So give me a second to make a crew. We'll be right back, and we'll play a game in what I'm calling the best Tier 6 artillery. And everyone's really mad because they're telling me it's the M44, I'm sure. Okay, so we've loaded into Himmelspilsendorf. I chucked a few books at a crew. I just brought a bunch of new guys in. It was actually people from other vehicles, retrained them. So I've got Brothers in Arms and about 45% on the next skill. So I took some camo and some other useful stuff. I think I have 6 cents, or maybe I don't remember. It doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and take our little dude. Now, is this the one that goes faster backwards? It might be. It might be. Let me check this out. Okay, that seems okay, and this seems, well, it's hard to tell. Okay, getting smashed by everybody. Alright, just trying to get out of the way. It's alright. Thank you. I don't remember. I guess that's probably the British tank that does that, isn't it? It's the Crusader thing that does that. So we're just going to buzz around here. I'm thinking of a completely different artillery. We'll go ahead and come up here to the standard artillery spot and see what kind of help we can give the team. Tier 6 and a Tier 8. Going to do a lot of shots that aren't going to do a lot of damage, I believe. It's probably my lot in life on this one. So we got some dudes in the middle. Let's see if we can kind of hurt this Hellcat here. Seems not super great, is it? I see that track go in from the other side. Ooh, we did 4 damage. All right, that was fun. This guy probably needs to go away, doesn't he? Fairly long reload, actually. Okay, so he's gonna, yeah, looks like he's gonna try to push in on the Barask, maybe. All right, oh, all right. Let's see if we can. There we go. Give a little help to our friend. Hellcat's dead. Heavies are doing fine. Let's see if we can help kill this guy. He's going to be behind this terrain, so I'm not going to have a... Yeah, the Barash should kill him pretty quickly. Alright, so we've got some dudes hanging out with some dead tanks here. I think I'll just drop one in here for now. Fairly long reload on this, actually. Let's see if we can catch one of the artillery sitting... Where is he going to be? Probably right about here if he's in this area. There is a tree down right there. Oh, yeah. So there's a guy right here. He's probably a little further back, so let's give him a little... Let's give him a little counter. Let's see if we can do a counter while I'm playing this real-time game. It'll be fun. Oh. That Basante looks like he's fixing to break through there. Now I'm not in a great spot. Now, I did not counter that guy. That's unfortunate. Maybe we should leave this area. Yeah. I think what we're going to do is see if we can hit this Basante. Is he... No, he's not shottable. What about this fella? G action? No. Yeah, we're not going to hurt him, are we? Now we're going to make a runner because I'm feeling like the city is about to fall big time. Not the city, but the factory. This has some okay acceleration and speed. Not amazing, but okay. T-43 is a little concerning. Alright, the Basante. Can we help the Oni at all here? Yes, we can. Maybe. think we completely missed. And the M12 just hit that thing. Just hit that bar trying to help that guy. This is looking like a loss, and we haven't done a whole lot. Notice how this is the #1 Tier 6 artillery. Now here's the problem with artillery, right? This is the kind of thing that you run into with the artillery. You just sometimes can't get anything done with them. I'm just going to pray that comes anywhere near him. Nope. Or he went dark and I didn't see the hit. We just didn't get much done there. Now, I don't think I can go down behind there. I'm really limited in places I can go because we're really stuck in this corner now. This is probably going to give me a red shot here. Nope. This is tough, man. Got a whole nother 67 off of him. As soon as that T-30-45 behind me goes down, I'm in big old trouble. Oop, okay. Is he low enough that he won't be able to see me? I don't have 6th sense, so I may have just been lit. T-43 maybe? Oh, he's backing away. 20-1 coming up the hill. Could be. Yep, time for the last stand, my friends. Here he comes. I wish I'd loaded heat. Okay, don't. Come on, buddy. Oh boy, we're not going to get another reload, are we? So we're going to go in. This thing probably has the auto loader. Is he the Tier 6? Oh, we missed. Go for the ram. Going for the ram. Oh, we just couldn't quite get to the ram. And that is the fate of artillery in so many matches. That is the fate of artillery in so many of the matches. Now, I didn't remember that tank, that particular artillery, taking that long to aim. That was kind of interesting. Now, I did mention something earlier as we go ahead and come back out of this game. Hopefully we don't blue screen. Something my computer has been doing lately. Looks like we're okay. All right. I did want to show one thing that I mentioned that was surprising to me. So I looked at the win rate on the 13 F3, and while it's not amazingly higher than the 304 on this list, you know, it only sits at 50.95, which got me to thinking, at what tiers do artillery, are there any tiers that have artillery that's just head and shoulders above the others? So what I did is I went ahead and I looked at all the artillery from 6 to 10, listed it by top win rate, and lo and behold, the 13 F3 is actually the top win rate of all the tier 6 to 10 artillery. And it's a strange crew up at the top. I don't know if in fact, I know if I was asked about it and said, hey, give me what you think the top 5 or so artillery and win rate would be, I don't know if I'd have picked any of these. 13 F3, Lorraine 155.50, Crusader SP, that's the one I was thinking of that goes backwards faster than forward. So that's the tier 7 thing. A GW Panther, and the Lorraine, again, the Lorraine shows up, the tier 8 and tier 7 Lorraines, just in win rate. I thought that was pretty interesting. DPG is going to vary a lot. Obviously, when you stack and rack and stack stuff by tier, you're going to get the higher tiers, they do just more damage. But let's look at damage ratio maybe. Now you start to see some of the tanks I might have guessed at. 53, 55, that doesn't surprise me at all. The 261, pretty good at tier 10. The 212 is surprisingly good at tier 9. The HMC surprised me a little bit on that list because it's just so inaccurate, but its damage ratio is up there. 40, 43, all that kind of stuff. So there you go, folks. And we'll hit up the tier 7s here in a bit. I'll get that video out. We'll check those out. But I'm calling it for the 13F3 with the full knowledge that I think most people are going to call it for the M44. And you might have seen a little bit of why right there. I think the M44 would have been a more effective tank in that position, or in that match that I just had. Let me know what you guys think down there below in the comments. Fire away. Hopefully I made somebody angry. That's all I've got for today. We will see you.